What up, boys? The song was on the Marvin album with the Redbirds. No, it's just a backing track. Capo, yeah. Heard of Mark Lettieri? Heard a little Mark Lettieri there, but in your style. I like Mark, he's a good guy. You'd be more like me if you practice a little less. Maybe. Face melted, gotta go, see ya. Killer blend, thanks. Is that Bumblebee? Maybe. Let's see. If you played along instead of watching him practice, you'd get this good too. Maybe. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday, Rushi. Yeah, you gotta hit the frets. What it do, baby? Yeah, I like Scott. Scott was my number one guy. In high school, I listened to Tribal Tech, Vital Tech Tones. It's like my favorite shit that he did. Listen to that stuff all the time. Stick with it. Levi is Italian. Man, this pattern's so hard. Some things like always mess me up. Just never could get them straight. I have like these patterns that like, you know, been checking out for like 10 years and like they just every time I'm like my brain's like, do that. I'm just like, oh, why'd I do that? So weird. I'd not choose a guitar battle with this guy. Yeah, you know, what I'm doing in these live feeds is like you know, a big part of my practice lately is just flow and pick gauge. I don't even know. Man, they write it very small. 1.4 on these. But again, I just have a bunch laying around. I just pick one if they're not special. I'm really trying not to be precious about picks. My boss said, end stream and go to bed, you gay little Tony Shark. That's a pretty good comment, I gotta say. It's up there. This is up there. I like that you created an account to troll YouTube community guidelines. It's pretty good. I like this guy. It's a nice hobby. see. Can you play Menace by Sion? I don't even know what that is. Do you dig Wayne Krantz? I liked Greenwich Mean, and I liked some of those like Strat solo arrangements from the first album. It's he did a lot of things, so it's like some of them I like more than others. Tell us a little about Marvin's new album coming out soon. It's so good. It's like a really fantastic album, beginning to end. Danny, do you know what everything you play will sound like before you play it? It doesn't really work like that. I mean, I do like a sec, like not a second, like a nanosecond. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do, right? It's like if I knew what I'm gonna do, it wouldn't be like improvised. So, like you're constantly like choosing. I don't know if you're choosing, but like somehow you're choosing. It's weird. Like no, I don't think anybody understands exactly how you have an urge, or like what's the word for it? Like like it occurs to you, right? It occurs to you to do something. Like you have an idea of where to go, and you go there. And yeah, like I've played enough guitar to kind of, unless it's something that like my eyes are like, which is like not a bad thing, I don't think. Like if you're like kind of doing something intentionally strange and try to tie it together, so you're like if I do it real slow, I think you can work on slow at any slow. You can work on flow at any speed and understand improvisation. You just need to understand it, like it keeps happening kind of like faster and faster. So like if I'm playing like some sort of like thing, and I'm gonna commit to playing half notes, but really improvise, So like go to quarter notes, right? Eighth notes. Triplets, right? You can go into like sixteens. Then you can go into quintuplets, right? So you gotta know what So you get like more of a concept for it. The notes become really secondary. It's more like the subdividing, right? But the sixth stop, it's like slower tempos. You have more options. Stevie Ray, I like him. Play cocaine? No. Lucky Lopez, thank you for the super chat. Wow. Cheers. Not necessary, but always nice. Crafton knows what it is going to sound like before he plays it. Yeah. I just turned gay. This guy is so handsome and talented. Oh. Aww. Thanks, gay man. All along the watchtower. Nope. Can you play Smoke in the Water? I see that I'm talking to my people here. Let's see. Do you know noise? I know the noise the machine makes at McDonald's. Do you like stainless steel frets? I do not, no. I mean, I have them on my red Strat, and I don't like them. Everybody's trying to tell me that they sound the same or better, but every time I pick up a guitar that has one, it sounds different and worse. So, can you recommend a good chorus pedal? The Arion that Landau uses is excellent, and the Boss Dimension C is a very good one too. But I don't really use chorus. I mean, I kept putting it on my board and taking it off because I'm just like, I'm never gonna turn it on. I have one patch that I have like an H9, like the Eventide, and like I never turn it on, but I have one patch that's like that, like I can turn on this like tri-chorus thing. I told myself I just never, I don't know. To me, it always sounds weird. Hey, Casey, how you doing? But I never got into chorus pedals. Like the sound, I never used it. Can you just shred over any tune? Or what's the minimal information you need to inform your approach? I like to know what the chords are. I don't know, what tune did you have in mind? Like, I can read like the chart and like play over any tune. I don't like stainless steel frets. If you haven't heard Zigzag Wanderer by Captain Beefheart, you should check it out. Greetings. The last one sounded like something that could have been provided by Jan Ackerman. I guess that. Jazzmaster or Mustang? Are there any other choices? Have you done anything with Bestronics? And yes, not lately, but they made my board with Mason from the Rig Doctor. We did it over there. Yeah, that's the same board I'm using now. I'm doing good, Casey. My Chemical Romance. Havana. Backing track. Is there a good backing track for it? Or the thing is, like, I just hate the way the backing tracks usually sound. Some of them are just so terrible. Oh boy, like this. So it goes on and on. Why are the chords there? Oh. Why are the triads on top? That's not it, right? Oh, it's like, I don't know. You give lessons. Yes, I do give lessons a lot. Watermelon, Mr. Hay. Play something 11/8. No, dude. Eric. Oh, yeah, we need to catch up? We have unfinished business, Eric. I don't know. It's like tunes like that. They're all right. It's not random. I mean, like those things. So like weather report tunes, it's all pentatonics, right? It's just like it looks like it's it looks like a bunch of Lydian, but if you play Lydian on everything, it sounds like ass, you know? So it's like it's E major 7 sharp 11. So you just think like half step down minor pentatonic, right? On everything. So it's like that's like the first chord, the sound is like all those scales, they're just like whenever you see a major 7 sharp 11, it's just like half step down pentatonic, and that's like the sound, like running lines through that kind of stuff. So if you just take simple patterns and just like, you know, work them out in place, like going like E flat minor, B minor pentatonic, B flat minor pentatonic, F sharp minor pentatonic, Henderson song. Try Wanna Be Yours by Arctic Monkey. No. I saw you try to whammy without the bar. Been there. Yeah, I actually, I took two of my guitar. I only kept like the springs and like the like the Jeff Beck thing, like the whammy bar has been such a big part of my playing for so many years that like if it's there, I'm gonna use it. I have like this just attraction to it, and it's just gonna be a part of my phrasing if it's there. So I just took it off and like used like 5 springs all the way on 2 of my guitars just to force myself to practice a little bit more left hand stuff. As a bald man, I think it's time to let go, brother. Come on home. I actually am not balding. I've had this insanely tall like widow's peak since I was like, I don't even know, like 16. My hairline has actually been very steady and very high my whole life. You know, it's a blessing and a curse, I suppose. But yeah, when my hair gets longer, it's not flattering, I am aware. Are you able to play metal music? Not really. What's your thought? Why is everybody asking me about Polyphia? I honestly don't know. I heard like one song and it sounded like the music reminds me of like those machines where you have like the little arm that gets the toys. Like makes like little noises like that. That's what I thought at the time. It's a computer game music. Thanks, Brandinu. All of me. I feel like I need to learn 50 standards before I should ask more questions. I think something happens in your brain once you've memorized that many melodies and chord progressions. You gotta know. Yeah, it helps. It helps to know. Like, the one skill that you can ask yourself if you have is voice leading. Like, a lot of people skip playing halftime bass through changes. You don't need to know any scales, you just need to know the chords on the page. So if you find that you can't voice lead at all, then you just have no business playing this style of music. You think you're earing it out, but you're not doing anything. You're not in the game. You're external to the game. So you got to work on your voice leading. I met Tim Henson, Chicago Music Exchange. He played a very small show to promote Shure Wireless. He's talented, but made fun of me for being a boomer. I was like 41 then. I'm sorry it hurt your feelings. I don't know who that is, though. What is your amp? This is an OD50. Yeah. Willie Nelson plays too. Much different. What pick do you use? I use all sorts of picks, honestly. I just pick up the first one. Like, I'm intentionally not being precious about picks unless I'm playing gypsy jazz. When then it's always a part of your sound. But then it's like your amp is your pick. But yeah, I mean, like, if you take, this is like a song called Soul Ce Soir, Django, like gypsy jazz ballad. Like, if you want to work on your voice leading, make sure you can, like, let's say, play the triads of the whole song. Like, if it's like C, you play a C triad. If it's a B7, you play a B major triad. For half diminished chords, if like you don't know any diminished triads, which are actually hard to see on the guitar, you can just go a minor third up and play a minor chord. Like, instead of like a minor 2-5-1, play a minor 4-5-1. But that's just like a cheat. But if you can't walk a bass line and make it connected, make it like voice led, then you're not ready to play changes. And you should just practice that for a long time, So like, it's really good to start like with halftime bass, because then you just have like 2 notes per measure. So just go through the triads, like, it's a skill. But I'll do like half notes through this tune and be like, not the most exciting thing in the world. So I'm improvising the direction of anything I'm playing. Up and down, which is really important, because without that, you can just play licks. But the fact that you're sort of trusting your instinct about the up and down, now I'm gonna play quarter notes, but still completely voice-led, meaning when the harmony changes, I'm using the smallest possible interval, just triads. The 8th notes, it's gonna start like sounding like soloing. Right now it sounds like a bass line. But if you can't improvise that way, Now triplets. So like when I get to like triplets and stuff, like it's really throwing me off to just play triads. I don't really do that. So, but the idea of voice leading is that like you're switching between harmonic systems in time using the smallest intervals at the point of connection. So triad is like the most primitive way to do it. 4-part harmony is a little bit more sophisticated, and then modal is the way to really go about it. But then you have to know the mode that goes with every chord and do the voice leading smoothly. So if I'm playing like All of Me, here's the sound like, of like modal, right? So like, oh sorry, like that's it. Everybody talks about this, like Joe Pass, Pat Martino. That's how you do it, like just with scales. So like Ionian, Mixolydian flat 2 flat 6, Mixolydian flat 2 flat 6, Dorian, like just the modes that go with like the tune All of Me. Could you do this on Donna Lee? Sure. Yeah, it's not a complicated tune. Are you just connecting the intervals at the point of lowest movement, or are you connecting them at the point of harmonic change? So when the changes happen, you like either, if it's like triads, you know, then like arpeggios of the actual chords, and that's the moment you change. So you have to do note accounting in your head. If it's quarter notes, you have 4 in a measure, and then like the 4th one connects to the next one. If it's 8th notes, you have 8. So that's the challenge, I think. The main problem that like the blues guy would have in this is that they're not accustomed to putting their harmonic focus at the note. They sort of like play the whole measure, if that makes sense. They kind of are hanging back, like detached from the rhythm section, listening to the rhythm section, and they just throw things. They're reactive in nature. Like that's how you play blues. You listen to the rhythm section, you play on it, the way that a singer plays on an orchestra or like a band, like Frank Sinatra, you know. The way you play jazz isn't like that. It's more like drumming, right? You're there inside the rhythm and you have to make these adjustments. It's really like the idea is that you make the adjustment and then you play through the change. That's the whole point. So the whole point is when I go from like the first 2 chords of All of Me, then I can make a line that kind of snakes through the change and then resolves a tiny bit later in the measure or keeps going. But you don't want to change, you don't want to stop, right, as the measure. Even like if you can voice lead, you don't want to just voice lead and like go like, right, like on the beat like that. That's way better. 1, 2, digga, jigga, dagga, jigga, dagga, jigga, doo, doo, dooga, jigga, dooga, dada. So I'm kind of like a measure and a half into the E when I kind of put a space in. That's the basic idea. It's just like not to draw too much attention to the bars. You have to play over the bar lines. What the stream about? Just turn it off here. You don't like it. Do you like Shin Godzilla? I don't like Shin Godzilla. I don't know what that is. We're not worthy, dude. Thanks for sharing the secret to shred. Oh, yeah. Cool, Mike. Glad you're practicing. Yeah, voice leading. I'm not voice leading the guide tone lines. I'm just voice leading the triad. So no 7. Guide tone lines is the thirds and the sevenths of chords. It's important to see the guide tone lines, but for the sake of this exercise, like, it's just about being connected. It's like what you're really trying to do is you're trying to get your mind away from thinking about like a scale throughout the song and just turning one harmonic system off and at the same time turning the other one on. Because it's like even if the song is in C, like you're never jamming in a key in these tunes. Like you have tunes that stay in a key for a long time, like All the Things You Are or something, right? It's like you have like the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chords is in the key of A flat. But if you just kind of play A flat in general on it in a way that's not connected to the harmony, you're not really playing the tune. So like a way to practice that tune is voice leading the triads in it, right? So that way, like, then you see all the scale tones around that thing that's moving through the music, so you can add them. Right? Bro, you're opening minds and hearts. I get it. If I don't die watching and commenting on this video while I finish driving, I'm trying this out tonight. Perfect. I'm glad to be the change I want to see in the world, especially on the roads. How do you pick the target note given 2 chords? You shouldn't worry about that. So target notes are for bitch. No, I'm kidding. What you want to do more of initially is voice lead and then look for an LZ. You just need to look for a landing zone. Think about like driving a chopper. And there's sort of, if you're not playing licks, um, and if you're trying to improvise from note to note, right, just like making these connections, then if you get in a flow with a subdivision, that's the first skill. You need to get in a rhythmic flow to where you can just keep going endlessly. And like when I practice, like at night when you guys are watching the stuff, like that's basically what I do. Like I, believe it or not, I would not play so busy at a show. At parts I might, but like not as like I'm actually trying to kind of like sing when I'm playing live and actually play the songs. But I'm trying to like build this state of flow. Now, when you're in that state, like, and I don't mean like not like a weird like guru kind of thing, not a religious state, just like a state of playing eighth notes in the harmony or 16th notes or whatever the subdivision. Then there's this moment where you're like, this idea will pop into your head like, man, it would be really nice to stop. And then you start looking for a place to stop. Think about like riding in a chopper, just looking for like this like flat piece of land to where you can like land the thing. So like in a tune, like if I play eighth notes kind of slowly, um, I'll just show you when it happens. Like it will be very clear to me when I'm like kind of getting ready to make a choice, right? So So yeah, be a boo ga do boo be, right? It's like it was kind of like you get a sense for um yeah, no Mozart. I won't play Mozart, I promise. So you are connecting the shapes depending of where you are in the movement. Yeah, I mean, like your voice leading through the changes. Great player, logical explanation, good content. You're one of my new faves. Thanks, RW. Tell me a bedtime story. Once there was a boy who couldn't shred, and then he watched a live feed, and then he could shred a tiny bit better. The end. All right. Hey, new audience and subscriber here. That guitar looks majestic. What model is it? This is a Burning Water by James Tyler. Tyler. Let's see. Can you play all of the music that is in your head? Hey, Aaron. I can play. Yeah. That's in my head. Wonder why. No, of course not. Nobody can. I don't know how much music I have in my head. I'm always, I have ideas. I try to play them. Sometimes I fail more often than I succeed, honestly. Like, if it's like something actually new, then I have to figure some stuff out. But, um, if you find yourself failing, it means that you have ideas that you haven't tried to play, which is a great place to be in, because you're learning. If you find yourself like not failing quite that often, then it means you either haven't practiced and can't even execute the stuff that you can think of, or you're not thinking about new stuff. What do you like to play? You in a band, bro? I am in a band. It's called Marbin, like the channel. Who taught you guitar? I studied with a dude in Israel when I was in I cream in ya eye. How do you set your amp? Um, Typically with like not too bright and with a lot of mid range. But yeah, I studied in high school and then I went to Berkeley and studied with a few people there. That was not so good. Mm. And I just played 1,000 shows. I just did. I played Pantera. How much? You didn't say how much. Show us some bitchin' Marvin rhythm stuff, please. Is that bitchin'? More, lol. Uh, can you shotgun a beer? I don't think so. I can't stop drinking. Can you play Comfortably Numb by George Floyd? No. I connected with Marvin way back because he played what was in my head. Oh, cool. Uh, let's see. How do you improve transcribing speed, chords, and I don't really transcribe much. Hey Danny, great lesson. Unrelated question, meaning to ask for a long time. Let's see. Yeah, that's a Secret Lab Titan. I unscrewed the armrest and threw it away, and it's like just it's the greatest chair ever. I started teaching like private lessons like crazy. I think because of our Patreon taking off, which is like our Patreon's going crazy. We have like 850 like members or some shit, and my schedule is just like full of teaching. And I realized like the first week when I was doing like 35 students in a week, I was just like, dude, I'm gonna die if I don't get like I was sitting on a stool for like 8 hours a day with a guitar. I was just like, this is not sustainable. So I invested in it and it's great. Any books for learning jazz? I hate jazz books. No, I really don't like them. If I found a good one, I would tell you, but like it's just the worst way to study this thing. You know what I mean? Like just I mean I hate to be cliche, but like practice like the obvious shit. Practice triads, practice your scales, learn a ton of songs, listen to records. I mean, how many records do you listen to in a day? If it's like, under like a few, and you're trying to put this together, that's not enough. Uh, let's see. Um, did your Israeli teacher teach you the same method you teach? No. No. The stuff I'm teaching is, came together from just teaching students for 15 years and trying a lot of things that I thought would work and never worked, and then trying a lot of other things, and then some things would just connect. I'm a big believer in caged for grown-ups because I'm just noticing that, like, if I tell, like, I won't bother somebody if I tell them, like, play me an F major, and they just know it all over the fretboard, no problem inside. But then it seems that they have, like, these holes in the fretboard, and the holes are always in the same places for everybody. And those are the places where they don't know they're caged. So I feel like I correctly identified that. Then it goes to voice leading, it goes to technical flow, it goes to conceptualizing rhythm, the Indian system. So yeah. Did you transcribe many sax solos? Dude, I spent my entire career partnered up with a saxophone player, writing the music together and just playing together every night. I never felt the need to transcribe or learn any saxophone music. I absorbed it all. Let's see. Greetings from, hey, I'm in Chicago too. I'm in North Center. What's up with your chair? No arms, can't find a good arm. I unscrewed I always, when I get like a chair, I just take off the armrest so I can play guitar. Let's see. Why are all the best guitarists coming from Israel? Gilad, Danny, maybe I need to move somewhere with neighbors that don't love me. Canada, Mexico are making America soft. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. There's a lot of bad guitar players in Israel too. Trust me. Here, the Mafia listens to country and Maroon 5. Yeah. Makes sense. All right, I'm gonna shred a little more, okay? Where's my G minor shred? All right. I don't use a mixer. Ukraine! Needing money? Dude, we just got your funding, I'm sorry. Who's Tony Stark? What is a Tony Stark? Let's see. Yeah, today I actually realized that there's a scale shape that I don't use that I have to start getting under my fingers. It's these sus chords. I do them here. But I never do them here. It's silly not to do them. Sounds really nice. But you have to use like these fingerings that are a little weird. Right? So that's a good sound. That's a nice. Minor third. So yeah, yeah, that's a cool. It's a cool one. All it takes is doing it. You know, it's like that. That's the thing. You just gotta play it all the time. Nice guitar, man. I have a Gretsch. Keep it coming, very talented. Thanks, Chris. So you guys subscribe to the channel. I'll do one more, and then I'll probably go to bed. Been doing this for 80 minutes. See, that's how you get some practice time. I listen to so much like fusion jazz in my life that like lyrical playing doesn't mean like slow shit to me. You know what I mean? Like I love like listening to Derek Trucks, but like I don't know. It's like listening to Coltrane just does a different thing. How long have you been playing, bro? I'm 39. I started when I was 15, so I don't know. Long time. 24 years. Is that right? Sounds right. No, 25 years. Yeah, I was like 14 and a half. Yeah, about 25 years. Considering your crazy busy workload, how do you keep time? How do you keep your playing sounding so fresh? Um, well, all my students are players. You know, it's like I don't have any like I don't have any like beginners. So like we always like work on cool stuff, and I demonstrate quite a bit in lessons. I think, which is kind of like a little bit of practice for me, and I'm really like obsessed with guitar. You know, I always have been. I think about it a lot. Like, you know, before I go to sleep, like I'm always trying to like run in my head what I was working on today, like what I was seeing. I try to not let it like dissipate. It has a tendency, like if you walk away from the instrument, you're not thinking about what you did. It's going. You can't keep it. So yeah. Ever check out Pedro Martins? No. What what do you mean about lyrical? Let's see. What can you play in fourths lyrically rather than fast motion lines? Um, what do you mean lyrical? Like somebody's gonna sing a bunch of fourths? Fourths are not lyrical by nature. You know what I mean? It's like the voice is like a single string instrument. So you know, like if you listen to a thing like this, right? Like not that this, it's like a one chord funk thing, right? But like, what would a melody be like? A scoping, it's kind of like Chang. It's like the kind of melody you do on that that's so can. Body, body, blah, blah, blah. Bode, booby, bum. Bode, dee, dee, doopy, bum. Bodo, pee, pee, ba, bum. Bodo, de, bodo, do, de. Bodo, do, de, da, de, do, do. Bodo, doopy. Maybe like something like that is lyrical, right? Kind of like chorus, right? Pedro Martins. I will try to remember that. Cool. I know Peter Farrell. He's pretty thick. And Ricardo Sorizo. Those are my Brazilian boys. My Brazilian homies. If you couldn't play guitar, what would you play? Like you're saying I'd be good at it? Or like what would I want to play? Because I know stuff that I don't have a lot of talent for. I always thought that like playing frame drums looks like the most satisfying like shit in the world when it's like done right. But I don't like the music it goes in, so it's a problem. Hi from Iran. Ah, Iran. Khub khabedi. All right. Bus bus. Let's see. Do you ever like to work with 9-note scales and extract all the chords from such scales? Um, yeah, I mean, like I did the deep dive into the Brett Stein thing, and I did some of that, but it didn't really stick. It's not how I look at music, so it's a problem. Like for me, I get it. It's really like an alternative way of thinking to how I think. Like I think about switching harmonies. And in Holdsworth land, things switch much slower, but what you see for the duration that you see it is far more intricate, right? So it's just going wide. Like, a track like that, you'd have like F, Dorian, the Holdsworth scale would actually be Dorian with a flat 5 and a flat 9. Arc Echo. No, I don't know. I'm sure it's good though. Show them one chord song Coconut by Harry Nilsson. Yeah. Did you or anyone in the band ever shart on stage? Not that I'm aware of, but I don't think it's the kind of thing that I would know, unless it was me. Favorite scale? I like Hiro Joshi. That sounds like a sushi roll, bro. I don't even know what scale that is. The fuck is Hiro Joshi? Okay, cool, guys. I'm gonna have to go to bed. I have a 3-year-old that's gonna wake up in the morning, regardless of how tired daddy is. So, we'll see you tomorrow. It's been real, been fun. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, join the Patreon. See you soon. I'll check him out. See you soon.